Regarding merchant accounts are like a bank account, something.
It's like a funding account that comes from
Yeah.
what you do on your own.
And all the money
How you
that is
sell.
processed via the payment gateway is going to that account. The acquirer who provides this account will take their percentage, their cut, and then send to your real bank account the rest of the money in a settlement. The settlements can be daily, can be weekly, can be monthly, can be bi-weekly. It depends on the terms that you achieve with the acquirer.
And it improves over time.
Yes,
If you have good processing.
If you have almost no chargebacks and almost no issues
And volume
and
goes
good
up nicely.
volumes,
Not a lot
Yeah.
of rejection, rejected transactions. You're not selling abroad too much and stuff like that. The terms always, improves over time. So I really do think it's very basic. Again, it's like a merchant account is a funding account that comes from what you sell.
yeah.
However you sell it is indifferent. POS, Moto, whatever is the same.
But again, to talk about these merchant accounts, like I said a moment ago, every single acquirer have different rules and different conditions,
Different terms,
and
different
and it's
terms.
very important. It's very important.
Different licenses.
I'm gonna mention one.
Different
when
licenses
acquire.
as well.
Yes, because the regulations are different.
Yeah, but some have, PayFac, some have the, what do you call it, acquiring license, some have the fucking bank license.
EMI license or bank
license.
license.
Yeah. EMI, like Paint has the
SRO
EMI.
license. And in the United States, they have the Bing sponsorship.
Yeah. But they have it in Europe. Settler has that.
Settler is being a sponsor.
Yeah.
Weird, but the thing is that, for example, I'm going to mention one acquire.
Go for it.
Warline. Warline, yes, they are or they used to be a high risk, friendly acquire and chargeback friendly
But if you look
acquire.
at it, they went from a lot of different industries down to none.
Yes.
They slowly just regressed from
but the terms and conditions that they have
amazing. They're unique and amazing.
But they have a couple of fees hidden in their contract. Do you remember with
Yeah. But also, if you look at the refund fees and the
refund fee
odds
is very
was
high.
Odds
Yeah.
fee was high too. But the rolling reserve was amazing. It was unique. Nobody else has it.
No, you can do the same with other acquire we have, but we have never offered it to any merchant.
Didn't know we could.
Yeah. Actually, with two of our acquirers,
Didn't know we could.
with the Maltese one and the Bulgarian one, we can do exactly the same.
Interesting.
Yes. So
Anyways.
so the thing is that you gotta read those contracts. Why? Because they're in the contract of the merchant account, the acquirer the acquirer will send you, you will find a lot of terms and a lot of fees, but some fees might be written in very, very small letter and hidden, basically hidden. And these terms might not work for your company, because even that you're getting charged, let's say 4% or 5%, these special terms can turn this.
No, it's like transaction. It's like the odd fee. If you're like skill-based gambling and you want 15 cents per odd fee, you're going into the percentages.
Yes,
you're not. It's not 0.5 or 0.1. It's like 10-15%.
It's skill-based gambling, microtransactions.
Very sensitive. I'd rather take a higher percentage and a lower transaction cost for sure.
The microtransactions for mobile video games, for example.
Yep.
These people, they charge €3 per, I don't know, something in the video game. And you say, 5% of €3 is nothing, a few cents. But they are also charging you a fixed price of 20 cents per transaction and a fixed price of $1 per refund if you need to refund.
But also the decline. If you have a decline, then it's all of a sudden 2.
Also, if you get a transaction decline, you can you will get charged those 20 cents. So let's say you have one sale of €3, one decline. That means
15 cents
from
became 30 cents.
30 cents, that is already 10% plus the 5% that they are charging.
Yep. So you're
And
paying
let's
a
say
lot,
you
and
have,
you have rolling reserve.
and yeah, so
Wire fee. Well, the wire fee is smaller because it depends on your
you end
complete.
paying like 20%.
And if you have a refund on that transaction,
And if
you
you got a
lost a
refund,
lot.
yeah, you're losing money.
Yeah, you are. Or a chargeback. If you get a chargeback, just imagine
Just
that.
imagine a
Because a
chargeback.
chargeback is like 4 or 5 times that transaction alone.
Yeah, the chargeback can cost you somewhere from 25 to 50, depending
And that
on.
means that it's like, what, 400 or 500%
Yes.
that you're losing if you
Yeah.
have one
So,
chargeback.
one of the things that people ask us a lot, actually, I'm surprised, is for microtransactions for video games, for mobile video games. And these microtransactions, sadly, we don't have any solution then.
Yeah, but also content creators are the same. Like
Yes.
the adult content creators ones, because they are small transactions. But it's impossible. It's adult and it's recurring. It's impossible to not give
And-
the rolling reserve. If the rolling reserve, let's say they never get a chargeback in life, even that 0% is impossible. So microtransactions in a high risk business.
Also for the adult content creators like OnlyFans places, they are basically a marketplace. So they basically take 20%.
They have such a small percentage, like-
20% of the money, they keep it,
And with a rolling
80
reserve 10%.
and 20%,
And they pay all the fees, which is the transaction, the
Yes.
percentage and everything, the MDR, everything is
Yeah,
paid by them. So
just imagine you gotta give
they
up.
have to have money to make money.
You give up 80% because you need to pay the models, the content creators. Then you give up.
I don't think they understand how
You give
expensive
up
it actually is to drive that business.
10% for the rolling reserve that you're gonna get back again in
It's
100.
still your money.
It's still your money. And then 4% more or 5% more in MDR, the percentage that the acquirer takes, plus the fixed cost of the transactions. So we're talking about that a business
Plus, it's prone to chargebacks.
is very prone to chargeback. So we're talking about a business that from the 100%, you might end getting only 10% of the money back in 6 months.
Rolling reserve.
When the rolling reserve comes to your account, that's where they win
You're
money.
lucky if the first 6 months you actually drive profit,
Yep.
because your cut is so small and the fees are so high. And the same thing goes for anything that has microtransactions. It's the same. It's very hard, and that's why I always ask people when I did sales is, how's your funding? How does your bank account look?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
without
yeah.
funding, I don't believe in you, and nobody
No.
else will believe in you. It's impossible.
No,
for you
if
to
you don't
drive a
have money
business.
to do marketing, SEO, to
Not only
web
that,
development,
just pay for anything. Like pay for a fucking sandwich while the all the fees are being ate for the first 6 months, because the rolling reserve is your food. That's what comes, and it takes 6 months.
to come. Yeah,
I got one down to 5%,
yeah, I got
and
a
that was
few.
because his back end, not the platform of it, but his whole back end was massive. He had successful businesses. He had a good business plan. He has a strong team with him. Plus, I fought a lot for him. I helped him a lot getting all these things done. And that was the only reason why I could negotiate that down to 5%. I've tried in the past and I've failed almost every time. And again, it comes back to the merchant knowing their risk level and the merchant to understand that there are people, there are players in the market that are greedy, but there are also people that just want to make money, and they've been through this a million times with a million different people that never amounted to shit. Imagine how many people we helped in CBD and how little money we actually made on it. It's beyond, like, it's in comparison to everything, anything. Like, look at Dalt to CBD.
Yeah,
It's like, poof, CBD is yuk. Even fucking vape is like this.
it's
Like
better
CBD's
than CBD.
travel was better.
Yeah,
And we only had like 1 or 2 merchants in that over the duration of time. So people need to, again, understand their risk level, to understand what is the merchant account going to be for me, and how, because everybody wants the best terms, and I get it. Honestly, I would wish we could do it, but it's impossible, because people also have to know that there's so many bad players, which are merchants in the market, that scammed or fucked up a lot of acquirers, and then there's a lot of acquirers that fucked up a lot of good merchants. So the trust is very hard to get, and that's why the payment terms has to be 10%, and that's the standard of a rolling reserve. And the merchant discount rate, the percentage, has to be high for a startup, unless you come in with amazing business plan, amazing a cash flow forecast, and your bank statement shows the same. Because if you come in and say, hey, in 6 months I'm gonna do 50,000 a month, amazing. But if you have no money in your bank account, I'm not believing you. How are you gonna fund it? The trust is very hard to get, and that's why the payment terms has to be 10%.